Hey guys, and welcome to another trailer build video. We're doing this conversion here. If you haven't seen any of our other videos, go back on the playlist and take a look from the beginning all the way till now. And what we're doing today is we're doing the roof, and we're also doing the floor. So on the roof, we're going to be doing very, very thin cedar planks. So we're going to be using these like really thin cedar planks, and they have a tongue and groove joint. So they just kind of pop together like that, and they smell good. That's good, right? But we're going to be putting these are just a couple of short pieces. We're going to be putting these across the ceiling, and we're also going to be feeding our wires down through the ceiling. So whenever we have wires for track lighting, we've got it for some LED lights in the back here, kind of where the producer would sit or a client would sit. And then we also have accent lighting that may or may not happen. That may be a thing that we do down the road. But those cables are coming through, so as we put planks in, we're drilling holes to bring those wires through. So my hope is that I'm actually doing this correctly, and that where I'm bringing them in ends up being a good place. So we'll see how well I figured this out. Like I said in my last video, a lot of the ideas are just up here, and they don't really come to fruition until I start doing them. It was the same thing with the paint last time, and this time it is the ceiling and the floor. Now I've seen these panels done a couple times in a few other trailer conversion videos, and they just seem like the perfect thing, really easy to put up. I've got the studs that I put across, the wooden studs. I think it's a 2x1, 1x2, whatever you call it, that I put in there before in the skeleton video. That we're just nailing to that. So it should work well. We'll see how it goes. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, so we have the ceiling and we have the floor done. It was pretty simple. These products are fairly easy to use. They all kind of hook together, tongue and groove style. So we had cedar planks up top, and then we had a standard laminate flooring on the bottom, which worked pretty well. Just a matter of cutting it around certain areas and getting it all to fit together. So we'll jump in here and take a look at everything we did. And also we finished up the electrical. So all the electrical is done now, and I'll show you that. So let's take a look. All right, so this is it. Everything so far that we have done. We've got quite a few things. Finished the ceiling. Let's come down here. So we finished the ceiling, and if you can also tell, we got our track light in, and we've got our little puck lights, these little pot lights here. And we've got 4 of them right here. And we also got the projector up with its outlet right here. Actually worked pretty good. I ended up getting this kind of thinner box, this thinner outlet box, because we are going to have sound panels, cloud up here, that'll help with the sound treatment. We're going to have that there, and we're also going to have one right here that'll cover up this guy right here. And then here's the floor, and it ended up looking pretty good. We've got the trim on here too, which is looking nice. Had to put a little spot there. And then also, if you can see, there's a spot right here, and that's going to be for our false wall. That's where our false wall will stick in. And we've got one more right there where the false wall will be. And then it'll go right in this area here. That's why you can see some of these up here. They're not, you know, they're not even at all. That's because the false wall is going to go here. So I really didn't care. I got close, but obviously there wasn't a lot. I didn't pay close enough attention. How about that? So that's like I said, these ceiling panels are pretty good. I had just a little drill bit that I would use to drill out the holes for where wires were coming through. And we did that everywhere. We did it kind of up in here. You can kind of see this didn't really fit as well as I had hoped, but since the panel will be covering it, it's not a huge deal. And then this one, let's see, this one right here, you can see the wires coming out again. It's going to be covered by a panel, so it's not a huge deal. But this box was so small that, or so thin that these wires technically couldn't fit in. We did our wall boxes here. Since there's no room behind here, it's not a normal, you know, 2x4 wall, I had to build the boxes out, and they turned out okay. I stained them gray to kind of match the floor, but, you know, didn't really work out exactly how I wanted, but they look all right. I'm happy with them, actually. And then we did the same thing for the wall box here. This one's even worse. You can kind of tell it's not quite as nice, and it ran a little bit right there, but it is what it is for now. And this one, this is where like a producer or a client will sit. We'll have like a chair right over here in this area. Then they'll have outlets to plug in their computers, plenty of USB, including a USB-C there on the end if they've got that. So one thing I don't talk about very much is these wires right here. And these ones, at least the yellow and the black here, were actually original to this trailer. And it is coming from the 12-volt system that's plugged into the truck or whatever tow vehicle you're using. And it's just for a simple work light. So you can walk in and turn on a work light. Because everything here, all this lighting and power and all that stuff requires minimum 15 amps from a 110s plug. So we've got a 50 amp plug in the back here. You can actually see it right there. So there's a 50 amp plug, but I have a 50 to 15 adapter on it right now, plugging into my house. I'm not running a lot. It doesn't draw that much, so we're good. Now these ones are on a completely different power source, so they're coming from the truck. I also ran two more wires. Let's see, these two right here, and they will run back to the garage, so we have a work light in the back there. This is a pretty good place to be, I think. Technically, I could go do a gig in this right now. It's not the best because I don't have the panels up yet, but definitely once I get the panels up, easily go do a gig. I've got my speakers ready and some speaker mounts for them that I made, and that'll, you know, those will go up pretty easy. And really all it is throwing the console in and wiring up the equipment, and should be good to go. So we're very close on this. I actually have a couple gigs lined up already, which is good. That's one thing you worry about when you start a new project is this actually going to do what you hope it'll do? So I am very excited about that. I think we covered everything that we've done so far. You know what? One thing we didn't cover is the projector. So I built this mount, and it fires okay, but I might have to put some shims up here. It's kind of, I had to do custom because it had to be solid, and that's on there really solid as we're rolling down the road. And we'll do some cable management as well, but that's the projector there. It's a little louder than I was hoping, but it's okay. So that's pretty much it for this episode. We got the floor done and the ceiling done, and we finished up all the electrical, and I think we're good to go. Like, I can hop in here and don't have to use that stupid work light anymore, which is great. But yeah, I could technically do a gig out of here if I wanted to right now. So if you like this video, we are going to put this in the normal playlist. So if you haven't watched our other videos, you can go watch all those. just through the progression of this whole build. And if you like this video, give us a thumb up if you feel so inclined, and consider subscribing, because that's always good for us. And it's getting there, guys. It's getting there. Probably just a couple more episodes and we'll be done. So thanks for watching.